Off my phone and sit over there.
All right. Great. Hello, everyone. I just got to say, I don't really think that vertical farms are unsexy. We deal with root vegetables. I mean, come on. All right. So, I'm going to paint you a picture. By 2050, the Earth is projected to be home to 9.7 billion people. Land-based agriculture, a system that humans have been using for the last 10,000 years, will not be enough to feed this amount of people. We know it is a system that degrades our environment. It's toxic, and it's leading to the destruction of natural habitats. Add to this climate change, which is heating up the earth and making it even harder for some places in the world to grow crops. This means that flooding, famine, and food prices are on the rise. We have to do something about this. This isn't a problem that we can leave go unsolved. For New Zealand, we are very reliant on our agricultural practice. It is integral to our economy, and it is one of our largest exports. But it needs to be disrupted. Overseas, people are already looking to alternatives, and if we don't pick up the pace, we will be left behind. This is where vertical farming comes in, and this is why I want to talk to you about it today. So some of you might know about vertical farming. You might have heard some terms before, such as like aquaponics or hydroponics, or maybe even aeroponics or something, which is the system we use. But basically, the vertical farms, they all follow the same principle, which is that you're simulating a growing environment in which plants can grow really well. So instead of growing in soil, the plants are suspended in a growing medium, and their roots are either sitting in or are sprayed with a nutrient-rich water that provides them all with everything that they need. And they sit under a bank of LED lights that provide them with the light spectrum that they need, and those systems are monitored using a whole lot of sensors that basically tell the farmer everything that they need to know about how the plants are doing, so yeah, pretty mean. So yeah, they could look like this. They get quite conceptual, these models, some of the models and everything. I quite like this one. Looks like something like Gaudi would make. But currently they look like this, or even this. So this is Uproot's first prototype. This is the aeroponics system that we built. And our next step as a business is to build something on a commercial scale that we can use to provide for Auckland communities, or hopefully even New Zealand at some point. But I want to get onto why vertical farming is so important for New Zealand. And I think there's three main reasons. The first being sustainability. It is a vastly superior system compared to traditional farming methods when you consider things such as resource use and greenhouse gas emissions. So vertical farming, because you can control the environment entirely using far less water, water doesn't fall away into the soil or get evaporated away by the heat of the sun. Instead, it circles around and around and around the system until it is used by the plant. It also uses a very small amount of electricity to power the LEDs, power the LED lights, and with advances in LED technology and the use of sustainable energy sources, we can mitigate this energy use even further. And also, the best thing about vertical farming is that we can bring the farms into the city, closer to the source and closer to our plates. This means that we can cut out transport emissions entirely, so we don't have any CO2 being pumped out by trucks driving from farms into the city. Instead, we can just have the plants right here in this very room. The next thing that is good about vertical farming is the opportunity for youth engagement. Now, I think I can speak for my generation when I say that, not many people are interested in becoming farmers in this day and age. It seems like a very inaccessible and difficult profession to get into, and this is reflected in the statistics. Farmers are an aging demographic in New Zealand. It's a difficult life. It's lonely, and frankly, it's not very appealing to a lot of people. But what youth are interested in these days is technology. And what vertical farming can do is offer kids who are good with and know technology a way to become farmers while staying in their communities. They don't have to go out into the country and to buy a farm and start doing it there. They can do it right here in their very own homes. And we're starting to see this overseas. This is MIT Lab's Open Ag Initiative, and they're taking these food computers into schools and these like open source vertical farms and teaching these kids how they can become farmers. And these kids who never thought that they would have the opportunity to become a farmer or they would never even consider it beforehand are suddenly given this medium that allows them to become farmers of the future. I think it's pretty cool, to be honest. Yeah. I think this offers, it offers a lot of opportunities for New Zealand youth in terms of how we can get them interested in horticulture and agriculture and sustainability, biology, eating healthy, veggies, all the good stuff, basically. And the last thing that I think is awesome about vertical farming is we can go back to the land that was farms and turn it back into bush. When we take the farms out of these lands that used to be native bush and they got clear-cut and destroyed and ravaged and turned into farms, we can take those away, bring them back into the city, and then we can go back to that land with conservation efforts. We can cultivate native bush. We can start ecotourism. We can start a healthier biodiversity in our own country again. When we can make buildings that can grow our own food, that can grow our food for us, we can look back the other way and see how beautiful our landscape looks now that we can leave it alone to flourish. This is a future that I believe in, for sure. So these were the things that motivated us at Uproot, basically, to make this happen. And we really see this as a key for New Zealand's future, especially with the demise of agriculture. And we just need to take this step forward. And if we all work together to make this happen, I feel like, because it can be a really collaborative thing. We all have to feed each other. We all have to eat. So it's like we can work together to make this happen. It doesn't have to be competitive or anything. It's cool. So I think points I want to leave you with: farm smarter, save water, save land, save lives, 60 vegetables. Namaste.